1798. Napoleon Bonaparte was the most dangerous man in Europe. But he didn't want Paris, he wanted the world. To destroy his greatest enemy, Britain, he had to cut their throat. That throat was Egypt, the gateway to India. But Napoleon didn't just bring 30,000 soldiers. He brought 160 savants, scientists, linguists, and artists. He came to conquer the land, but also to steal its secrets. He wanted to be the new Alexander the Great. On July 1st, the French fleet appeared off the coast of Alexandria, like a forest of wood and silk. The landing was brutal. The heat was 40 degrees Celsius. The French veterans were already dying of thirst before the first shot was fired. Waiting for them in the desert was a nightmare from the Middle Ages. The Mamluks. They were slaves turned kings. They didn't use guns. They used the finest Damascus steel on earth. They practiced with their blades until they could cut a floating silk scarf in half mid-air. Their leader, Murad Bey, laughed at the French. He called them donkeys with guns. But the Mamluks lived in the past. Napoleon lived in the future. The collision happened at Imbaba, the Battle of the Pyramids. Napoleon formed his divisional squares, 2,000 men in each, hollow in the middle, bristling with bayonets. The Mamluks charged, 6,000 horsemen screaming, as they slammed into the French lines. The French held their fire until the last second. When they fired, it wasn't a battle, it was an execution. The Mamluks were so brave they died in heaps against the bayonets. The desert sand turned into a red marsh. Murad Bey fled. 3,000 of his men drowned in the Nile. The era of the sword was officially dead. Napoleon had won Egypt, but he was now trapped. The British Navy had burned his fleet. Napoleon left Egypt, but he left behind the Rosetta Stone. He unlocked the voice of the pharaohs. This is the story of how the modern world was born in the shadow of the ancients.